And there's a couple things in life that I hate. Cold is one of them. I hate cold, I hate wet, and I hate hungry.
Hungry, not cold, wet, hungry, sick. You forgot sick.
Well, sick is there, but those are my top three. And then right after that is tired. And so that one I had to move down because I'm always tired.
Hey, whoa. So are those in the order? Cold, wet?
No, hungry's first.
Hungry. You got to be realistic about this, right, people? Come on.
Brought to you by Janae Cook, Taylor Realty Group, 501-617-9747. Don't delay. Call Janae. Brought to you by MForce Capital. Joanna Horton at MForce Capital, 501-922-92. Your local professional in Hot Springs Village. And literally like your good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower, your State Farm agent. Your good neighbor is there, 501-984-4100.
Tom, never say I have to go. You get to go.
I get to go.
It's exactly what we used to tell my son. He'd say, I have to play baseball today. No, you don't have to.
You don't have to. You get to. You get to.
And you signed up for this because you loved it.
You get to clean your room.
And yes, you get to. It's not a have to, it's a get to.
Dennis Simpson here today with Miss Joanna Horton, the lovely Miss Joanna. And we have 5 hard-hitting questions. And that's no kidding. And we are on the beautiful Desoto Golf Course that you're not going to be playing today.
I am not going to be playing today. That was my plan, but, the golf gods had something else in mind.
Mr. Weather didn't work out today.
Did not work out.
Did not work out.
And there's a couple things in life that I hate. Cold is one of them. I hate cold, I hate wet, and I hate hungry.
Hungry, not cold, wet, hungry, sick. You forgot sick.
Well, sick is there, but those are my top three. And then right after that is tired. And so that one I had to move down because I'm always tired.
Hey, whoa. So are those in the order? Cold, wet?
No, hungry's first.
Hungry. You got to be realistic about this, right, people? Come on. Who wants to be hungry?
Yeah, if I'm hungry, I can't think clearly, and that's not good for anybody.
So you're saying if you're cold, it's okay, but when you're hungry,
that's not okay.
Yeah. So
we're shutting down things.
This is an indication of a Southeast Texas girl who likes it warm.
That's right.
Diane and I have said that same thing a dozen times. If it's 80 and above, we're good.
We're good.
People go, that's Mediterranean. I said, no, that's
East
spring
Texas.
in Arkansas.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Tough questions these days. Serious, tough questions. And I kind of drew these up to really be hard on purpose. Are you a fiduciary 100% of the time?
100%. Ooh, 100% of the time. It's odd that you ask the question that way because I don't really know how you could be a fiduciary one day and not the next. I guess some people may claim that, but yes, I am a fiduciary. I am regulated by multiple regulation authorities, so the SEC as well as FINRA, and we follow what we call Reg BI. So Reg BI in our industry is for what is Reg BI for?
I don't know what Reg BI is for, but I'm looking.
Best interest. I couldn't even think of the word. Reg BI stands for best interest, which is what we're talking about, and that's what a fiduciary is. It's somebody that puts the best interest of their clients first and foremost above everything else when they're making decisions for them.
But I've heard people say, "Well, it's a suitability standard," which sounds kind of slippery to me.
Okay, so suitability standard. That's a little bit different than a fiduciary. When you are putting someone's best interest before everything else, that's even sometimes above suitability because you can be in a category as an investor and certain investment tools could be suitable for you,
right,
but they may not be in your best interest. Those are two different things.
And let's just look, we're putting all the cards on the table. This is not a veiled conversation. Sometimes when those are suitable for me, they may be more profitable for the broker or for the investment agent, right?
That can very well be the case. So just because something is suitable doesn't mean that I should be selling it to you in your best interest.
I don't want a bucket of utilities because utilities were on sale today.
Right.
I want a bucket of utilities because they're best for my interest, right?
Right. And so just be cautious when people use the term suitability and, suitability for your needs because it may not be in your best interest.
So if you're a fiduciary, you just can't turn it off and turn it on. Okay, I'm going to put on the fiduciary hat and we'll take it off. You can't do that, right?
You can't do that. You're either a fiduciary 100% of the time or you're not.
Simple enough.
Yes.
How exactly are you compensated? This sounds like a simple question. But man, it can get complicated, right?
Oh, it can get very complicated, but it's a little bit different for me than maybe others in the industry because we have an independent practice. Our firm is independent. We are not owned by any of the big conglomerations that often, tell you what you can sell and what you can't sell.
Really?
And
so if I go to insert major brand here, and I say, I'm looking for so-and-so, and they're like, well, we're not working in that today.
Well, so really what happens, let's get back to compensation for a second.
Okay,
so
sorry.
What happens is, I go out to the landscape and I decide where I'm going to invest your money based on analysis, research, what
my goals are.
What your goals are, what the analysts are saying, what we think is going to happen. So I do that in your best interest. And sometimes that costs me money. And you say, how does that happen?
Oh.
So when a client comes in, we have a fee schedule. And depending on how many assets you have that we're going to be managing, you go up or down the fee schedule. Makes sense, right?
So it's how big my bucket is what percentage of the bucket you charge.
That's correct. And so when I decide that I'm going to go out to the landscape and pick that manager that we're going to use to manage or help manage your funds, I'm going to get a charge from them. So there's two ways that advisors handle that, and it can be very confusing for people. But there's two terms. It's wrapped and unwrapped.
And here I'm thinking about bacon on chicken is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Thinking of wrapping the chicken around the
When
bacon.
I get hungry, right, means sound totally different.
You're not cold though, but you're
I'm
not
not
cold,
cold.
but you're hungry.
But so wrapped is when your financial advisor charges you one fee. Say we're charging 1.5%.
Sure, which is reasonable.
Which is
very
very reasonable. And I decide, and I do all of my business wrapped. And I decide that I'm going to use, XYZ over here.
Right.
XYZ may charge me 0.25% to manage that money. But because my commissions, my fees, not commissions, my fees are wrapped, what that's saying to you is all of the expenses that I incur are wrapped up into your fee. I'm not going to charge you any more than that. So I'm going to charge you 1.5, and out of that 1.5, I'm going to pay my manager fees. I'm going to pay my platform fees. I'm going to pay my custody fees. People think that we're getting rich around here, but add up all those fees.
Well, I'm trying to subtract 3 or 4 things from 1.5%, and it's looking real small, real quick.
Yeah, so it gets pretty narrow. It's very competitive, and with fee compression, it gets harder, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the reverse of that is how a lot of advisors charge, and that's we call unwrapped. So you go in, they tell you that they're going to charge you 1.5, which is the same amount that I'm going to charge you, but they don't tell you about the pass-throughs, right?
Right.
So their fee is not wrapped. All their expenses aren't wrapped up into their fees. They're unwrapped. So they're going to charge you 1.5, and then you're going to pay the 25 basis points or 0.25% to the manager, and you're going to pay X amount of dollars monthly for the platform fees and the custody fees.
Really?
So fees are a very big thing, and understanding how your financial advisor gets compensated and what fees they're taking on and what they're not is really important.
Well, and something's just occurring to me as we talk about this. I come in and I say, well, things have changed in my life. I've death of a spouse, of whatever, fill in the blank, right? I mean, big things, right? Things have changed and I need you to rework my numbers, okay? And we're going to rework those numbers. That's going to cost you, but it's not going to cost me if I've got a wrapped service, right?
That is correct. And so everything that we provide is included in that 1.5. We do long-term financial planning for people. We, provide all kinds of services to our clients. Try to do the white glove,
Sure, absolutely.
and provide people a higher level of service.
Which we'll talk about more soon.
White gloves coming soon.
Gloves coming soon.
But, trying to provide a higher level of service in an environment where there's fee compression can sometimes be tough. And I get why some financial advisors want to do unwrapped, because they don't bear the burden or the risk of expenses going up
Sure.
because they're going to make their 1.5. And if the manager goes from 0.25% to say, 30 or 40 basis points, it doesn't affect them. It only affects their clients.
Yeah, the client has to pay that.
Yeah. And then keep in mind too, going back to suitability versus best interest, you can see where that would become an issue, because the financial advisor may stay with a manager that's continuing to go up on their price. It's not in your best interest, but it's still suitable.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of connection do they have with the financial advisor? So there's lots of dynamics to it. And most people, are upfront and honest, and it's not an issue, but it's always something to be aware of and make sure that you're asking a lot of questions, and your financial advisor should be able to articulate to you plain and simple how they're compensated and where all the fees are associated with your investments.
Nobody would buy a car and then go, so you want tires on that too? Okay, well, that's going to be more, and that's going to, yeah.
Right. So, just
makes
be
great
aware.
sense.
Just
Yeah,
be
it does.
aware.
Well, and the next question is tied to that, but it's around the same. What are my all-in cost? And that's kind of the wrapped versus unwrapped, isn't it?
That is. So if you're working with a financial advisor that does wrapped business, that is your all-in cost, 1.5%. And, you can, at my firm, how we do it is you take the 1.5% on the last day of the month. You times your assets under management, divide that by 12. That's what you're charged every single month. It's simple, black and white, shows up on your statement, no guesswork.
So, yeah, and I don't mean this wrong, but I've gotten enough medical bills, government bills, cable bills, that it's so convoluted. They're literally pulling a shell game to try and not let you know exactly what they charge. 1.5 is a pretty plain number. I can figure, even me in my 8th grade education can figure out 8.
And that's another thing. It says right on the statement, advisory fee and the amount. So, if you don't get that kind of clarity from your financial advisor, you should ask some questions.
Don't delay. Call Janae. Janae Cook, Taylor Realty, 501-617-9747. Whether you're buying, selling, or just considering. Oh, we don't need a realtor yet. Yes, you do. Don't delay. Call Janae. 501-617-9747. Call 501-922-9259. Joanna Horton at MForce Capital. She can offer a complimentary financial evaluation planning session just for you and your needs. Once again, 501-922-9259.
Hot Springs Village Venues is brought to you by KVRE at 92.9 and streaming worldwide on iHeartRadio. KVRE is your family-owned local hometown radio station, so be sure and tune in for live local programming, news, sports, and information every day at 92.9. HSV Radio. HSV Radio is heard every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or streaming on any of the major platforms. Hot Springs Village Radio is an eclectic mix of music, motivation, great music history, and Saturday morning fun. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m., 92.9. And brought to you by the Hot Springs Village Voice, Hot Springs Village only newspaper, also serving all of Saline and Garland County. Your local newspaper for local events. No one else has more local news than the Hot Springs Village Voice about the Hot Springs Village area. Sign up today at hsvvoice.com or call 501-623-6397. Again, that's 501-623-6397. Located at 3576 North Highway 7 in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, just in front of Walmart. Brought to you by Gotta Go Vacations. www.gottagovacations.com. Troy Woods and Patrick Cunningham at 501-204-4805 can help you with any of your travel needs. Patrick and Troy have been airline stewards for decades, and their experience and their travel can serve you well. GottaGoVacations.com, again, that's GottaGoVacations.com, can help you book the perfect tour for you. Whether it's a riverboat cruise up the Mississippi, or the Rhine. These guys are who you need to call. 501-204-4805. Troy or Patrick, 501-204-4805. Gotta go. Vacations.com. D&D Village Properties. Hot Springs Village only short-term rental with over 2,100 5-star reviews. All properties are lakefront. They include complimentary kayaks, hot tub, pet-friendly, and a stunning view of the lake. Visit DD Village Prop today for your vacation getaway.